If I asked you today whether eggs are healthy or unhealthy, half of you would immediately say, "Doctor, eggs raise cholesterol." And that's exactly the problem. We are still making diet decisions based on nutrition advice from 30 to 40 years ago, while the science has moved far ahead. Eggs are probably one of the most misunderstood foods in the world. At one time, they were called a complete protein. Then they were branded as the villain of heart disease. Suddenly, everyone started eating only egg whites, as if the yolk was some kind of poison. The reality is simple. An egg is neither a trend nor a supplement. It is a biologically complete food that the human body has been digesting and utilizing for centuries. This video is not from a gym or bodybuilding perspective. This is from the angle of clinical nutrition, specifically what eggs actually do for your gut, liver, brain, and metabolism. When most people hear the word egg, they only think of protein, but an egg's role goes far beyond that. In nutrition science, egg protein is called the reference protein. Its amino acid profile is so perfectly balanced that every other protein food is compared against it. A medium egg gives you about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids in the right proportions, the ones your body needs for muscle repair, enzyme production, and immune signaling. But the most powerful part of the egg is not the white. It's the yolk. Egg yolk is a nutrient-dense biological package. It is one of the richest natural sources of choline, a nutrient that is critical for fat metabolism in the liver. Choline deficiency is directly linked to fatty liver, insulin resistance, and even cognitive issues. When the liver doesn't get enough choline, it cannot export fat properly, and triglycerides start accumulating inside liver cells. Egg yolk also contains the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K in their natural form. These vitamins are absorbed properly only when fat is present in the meal, and the egg itself provides that perfect vehicle. Vitamin D supports insulin sensitivity and immune modulation. Vitamin A helps maintain the gut lining and mucosal immunity, the exact layer where digestion and immunity connect. You also get selenium, important for thyroid function and antioxidant defense, plus small amounts of zinc and iron that support cell repair and oxygen transport. And all of these nutrients come in a matrix with high bioavailability, meaning your body can actually use them. On top of that, egg protein digests slowly and steadily. It does not spike blood sugar. That is why eggs are ideal for breakfast if you want better insulin stability and longer satiety. The biggest fear around eggs has always been one word: cholesterol. For decades, we were taught that dietary cholesterol directly raises blood cholesterol, and therefore eggs are dangerous. Modern metabolic science has clearly rejected this assumption. Your body produces 70 to 80% of its cholesterol in the liver. Only 20 to 30% comes from diet. When your overall diet is balanced, the body simply adjusts its own production. Clinical studies consistently show that in healthy people, eating eggs does not significantly raise LDL cholesterol. In some individuals, LDL may rise a little, but HDL, the protective cholesterol, also rises. The net cardiovascular risk remains largely unchanged. More importantly, eggs tend to improve LDL particle size. Small, dense LDL particles are the more harmful ones. Larger, buoyant LDL particles are relatively safer. Eggs shift the balance toward the safer type, a finding documented in multiple randomized controlled trials. The real drivers of heart disease are not dietary cholesterol. They are chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, high sugar intake, and ultra-processed foods. The irony is that many people stop eating eggs, but continue having white bread, jam, cornflakes, and packaged breakfast foods, the very things that aggressively raise insulin and triglycerides. For people with diabetes or metabolic syndrome, current evidence shows that eggs, when eaten as part of a balanced diet, do not worsen cardiovascular risk. In fact, a protein-rich breakfast improves insulin control and satiety, which indirectly protects the heart long-term. From a gastroenterologist's point of view, the most underrated role of eggs is in gut and liver metabolism. Choline from the yolk is not optional for the liver, it is essential. Low choline diets significantly increase the risk of fatty liver, even in people who are not obese. Blindly avoiding egg yolks can silently worsen that risk, especially if your diet is high in refined carbohydrates or if you already have insulin resistance.
From the gut perspective, eggs are low FODMAP. They rarely trigger gas, bloating, or IBS-type symptoms the way milk, wheat, or certain fruits can. Properly cooked eggs slow gastric emptying in a controlled way, which reduces the risk of acid reflux and post-meal heaviness. They also stimulate gut hormones like GLP-1 and peptide YY, which improve satiety and help prevent overeating, thereby reducing insulin spikes and metabolic overload. In simple words, eggs do not fight digestion. They cooperate with it. They also support muscle preservation. Egg protein is high in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. During calorie deficit or insulin resistance, this helps protect muscle mass, which is crucial because muscle is the primary organ for glucose disposal and insulin sensitivity. Clinical trials show that people who eat egg-based breakfasts feel fuller, spontaneously eat fewer calories, and lose less muscle compared to those eating cereal or toast-based breakfasts. Eggs are not the problem. The misunderstanding is, eggs are a nutritionally complete, metabolically supportive food when used in the right context. They never created cholesterol problems, fatty liver, or heart disease on their own. The damage we see is driven by lifestyle, refined carbs, excess sugar, sedentary living, poor sleep, and ultra-processed foods. Eggs give your body more than just protein. They give your liver choline, your gut low irritation nutrition, your muscles structural support, and your metabolism stability. For most metabolically healthy adults, 1 to 3 whole eggs a day is clinically safe and nutritionally meaningful. Don't blindly throw away the yolk. Eggs are not a convenience food. They are a physiology-aligned food. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, share it with someone who is still scared of eggs for no good reason.